What it do, man? It's your boy Battle Truth coming to you live and direct from the Battle Truth headquarters. Let's get right off into this, man. So apparently, Big Meech got caught up in the 50 Cent and Rick Ross drama they've been having going on for the past few years. 50, a very unforgiving person when it comes to things like this. Rick Ross may also be. Let me just give you some words of advice, 50. I think you really need to understand how this goes. You may not believe in God. You may not believe nothing that the Bible says. Well, what you believe don't make nothing true. Okay? Because regardless of how you feel or think, it's real and it's true. You want to be careful when you have an unforgiving spirit. The Bible says in Matthew chapter 5, if you do not forgive those who sin against you, God will not forgive you. So you want to be careful, even though you look at Rick Ross and being your rival, your nemesis, unforgiveness. You would go to hell for this guy. Imagine going to hell for your enemy. You allow your enemy to send you to hell forever. So who really won that? Who really won that? You didn't win that. That's why I'm telling you. And it makes sense if you think about it. We want God to forgive us of everything we ever did to him, ourselves, and others. And yet we can't forgive others. But yet we want God to forgive us. Ain't nothing real about that. That's how come that scripture makes so much sense. And that's one of the things I do. Like, regardless to what, let me tell you something. Regardless to what, if a person offend me or do something to me, depending on, okay, let me be clear. In this sense, you never harm me physically. The things you may say out of your mouth, I just recognize and understand the type of guy you is, so I know not to deal with you and leave it at that. Okay? So I can forgive you. If you physically do something to me and I'm in a position where I can actually defend myself and do it back, then hey, a fair fight, it is what it is. May the better man win. If you beat me, I'm real enough to be like, okay, you got out on me. But you couldn't say I wasn't fighting back. You can't beat everybody. I know that. I know that. I ain't even finna make it seem like I could beat everybody because I know I can't beat everybody. But you will know you've been in a fight. If I can't beat you, you will know you've been in a fight. So guess what? I can forgive you. If you had sex with a woman I loved or something like that, I ain't even really tripping off that. Because if that woman chose to open her legs and give it to you, hey, ain't nothing I can say about that. That's her body. She betrayed what I thought we believed in. And if that needed to happen for me to see how she really was, then no matter how much it was a painful lesson, it's a lesson that I embrace and hope to grow from, that it won't repeat again. I'm even forgiving of that. I'm even forgiving of that. So I understand it and I get it. But I just want to let you brothers know that when y'all be doing these things and you set a bad example for others, when y'all supposed to be elderly guys who these young guys look up to, when y'all can't own up to where y'all went wrong at, because that's a lot of things that also make this stuff bad between these guys, that they never own up to who was at fault, who was wrong. And pride and arrogance won't allow one or another to be the bigger person because it's a sign of weakness for the internet, when in reality it's strength. If I offended a brother, it's nothing for me to be like, you know what, I was wrong. And I'm not saying that because I'm afraid of you, because you know I'm not afraid of you. But as a man, and I teach my children to own up to their responsibilities and be accountable for things that they do in their life, and that it's better to win a brother than make an enemy. I'm gonna say this because I don't want to first allow neither one of us to be a victim to the system, The plan is to always beat the streets. And if I was wrong and called something out wrong that it offended you, brother, I apologize. As a man, I apologize. And I hope that you can forgive me. See, that's strength. Any coward could just be quiet. Any coward can ignore the obvious by which the beef, it is what it is. Cowards do that. A real man could acknowledge, you know what, I did that brother wrong, man. I was out of pocket. I was tripping at that time. Even if I got to do it behind the scenes, I was tripping at that time. That's the bigger person. So you want to just be aware of that. Big Meech, for him to be a guy who considered to be very smart and intelligent as far as like what people thought he was to be, which is the sure sign you're not really intelligent and smart. Anytime you're making so-called hundreds of millions of dollars, you get so comfortable in a dope game that you want to make it a lifestyle and a career, something wrong with that picture. That's why when people be saying they gonna make this much money and get out, you're not gonna get out. You done built that clientele up to the point that it come easy. See, that's the thing about when you hustling in the streets. Take it from a hustler who understand how it goes. When you hustling in the street and you start grinding from nothing, you're building up a clientele. That's how you begin to make money. You make money because you have a clientele. You got money coming in many different directions. So in the beginning, when you're starting out with just a little bit of something, you're grinding. You're networking. You're building with the dope things. You're building with the community. You're building your team up. You're getting people to believe in gang, by which you are now multiplying, that you are now accumulating more money and now copping more dope than you was in the beginning. And now you have a clientele working for you to the point that you don't have to put that much effort in no more. Now when you see it popping, now you got the trap house popping. You ain't got to be out there going out meeting people, giving them samples, telling them where you located. Word of mouth now beginning to spread. Everybody know who you are and where to go. So now it works for you to the point you got all this free time to kick it, go to the club, have sex with people and other people, to watch the spot and do whatever's going on. Okay? In the process of this, once you build up that clientele, now you just sit back and it works for you. Sort of like how this internet is. Once you go viral on this internet, and once you hit your wave and your mark, you ain't really got to be doing all these videos, sitting in front of these cameras for hours no more, because you done went viral to the point that the traffic is there. Now you don't have to do as much work because now it works for you. Same thing with the dope game. When these brothers reach that point, they can't let it go and can't turn their back on it because the game is now working for them. They put the work in the beginning, by which it is now moving and operating, and it's working for them, that they ain't got to do nothing but just sit back, collect, and just call shots and direct where to go and what's going on. So they don't turn from that. Anytime these brothers, you hear about these drug dealer story, these guys making 500, 100, 30, 40 million dollars, they still want to stay in the game. If you ain't good enough to take 1, 2, 300,000, or even $1 million, and to transfer that into legal money, you don't deserve to have money. You don't deserve to have money. I'm just keeping it 100. You don't deserve to have it. If you stand in the game generating all this money and you don't know well enough to get out, you don't deserve it. Well, you don't deserve it anyway. You selling dope, hurting people, destroying families. People get killed behind that stuff. A lot of people get raped behind that stuff. A lot of children get abused behind that stuff. See, that's the part y'all don't see when it comes to the dope game, how it affects families, how it affects the community, and how many drug dealers don't think they doing nothing wrong because they only selling drugs and they not forcing the addicts and fiends to come get the dope. They come and get it on their own, but they don't understand how it affects families and destroy families, harm children, even though they not the one physically doing it, but they supplying the drugs that is the addiction by which these people are hurt, by which molesters rape children, by which domestic men beat women, by which women hoard their bodies, by which the stick-up man murder and kill. They don't see that. Neither do they want to see it sometimes to justify their actions and still doing it. And the thing about this Big Meech and Rick Ross situation and 50 Cent, Big Meech got caught up in the smoke of both these brothers. 50, for the most part, lost a lot of millions dealing with Rick Ross. Remember, Rick Ross' baby mama sued him. She won some millions. Rick Ross ended up getting a couple million from 50 and better from that. Real better from that. Anytime you have to give your enemy millions, something wrong with that picture. Even though he put himself in that situation for the internet, for showing out. Look, this internet has claimed the lives of many brothers and sisters. This internet is responsible for many brothers and sisters locked up and incarcerated. This internet is responsible for a lot of families that's divided. A lot of marriages ended up in divorce. A lot of people turning from God and blaspheming God. This is a dangerous weapon to have when a person is not positioned in their heart and mind. And as a result of these things, this is what leads to where we at today. Big Meech got caught up in it without recognizing what's going on, so quick and so in a rush to want to be in the limelight, to want to be embraced. He actually fell into being a groupie also. Both these people are groupies of one another. He is a groupie of the rappers, and the rappers were a groupie of him. So it ended up colliding to the point that it hurted him the most because he not mature enough in the mind to understand. Let me tell y'all another thing people don't get. He been gone for like 19 years, 20 years. The age he was when he got locked up, that's the age he is when he got out. Let me say that one more time for those of y'all who don't know. The age he was when he got locked up is the age he is when he just now got out. All time stopped for him when he got arrested 20 years ago. Whatever his mentality was, that's what it is right now. And that's why he got out with that groupie mentality, not actually paying attention to his surroundings, reading of what's going on around him, understanding who don't like who, what is what, being careful with this and that, not considering what he got going on for him and what's on the table. Just immediately rushing into, yes, I do it. Yes, I do it. Hey, Rick won't talk to you. Oh, Rick, put me on the phone, Rick Ross. Oh, 50, put me on the phone with 50. Oh, Sexy Random. Oh, the baby one. Oh, the Boosie. Hey, y'all. Yeah. For him to be the boss and the leader, how come he didn't get that? Yeah. And he got caught up in a smoke. Both these guys and Rick Ross, really, let's just keep it real. It was terrible what you also did, claiming to be a boss. To see, notice everybody wants to be the boss without knowing how to follow. What makes good bosses and good leaders is when you started out in the field, when you were a soldier, when you understand the kingdom. See, they don't understand the kingdom. They want the kingdom without understanding how the field work by which the kingdom is positioned. That matters the most. That matters the most. They don't know history. That's who make the greatest kings. The ones who actually put in the struggle on the fields. Now, I say that to say this. He didn't see that. He always was trying to compete against 50. 50 do the thing with Big Meech, because you know Big Meech gonna get up with 50 first. I'm doing your movie. I got your son under my wing. I've been looking out for him and everything. I'm doing that. Then what do Rick Ross do? Oh, 50 took a picture. Let's do a video clip. You're always trying to do something better. Even to the point that you trying to talk to this man about doing another version of BMF. Let's take it to the movies. See, 50 doing a series. I want to take it to the big screen. Using this man as a tool to go against 50. And Meech don't even see it. Don't even recognize it. Not even knowing how Officer Ricky really get down. His whole career, he been getting in trouble for stealing and taking people's stuff. Even to the point that GDs had to put a ransom on him. Even to the point that Trick and them had got at him. Even to the point like he stealing people names, stole the real Rick Ross dude name. Because he is an officer, a made up rapper. It's one big act. But what happens when you give guys money? You can become the person you were pretending to be. See, when he was trying to come up, he was taking everybody's stuff. Stealing people's names, stealing people's slogans, stealing people's lines, stealing people's image. He was stealing everybody's stuff. Records, it started working too. Because people bought into the copy. They bought into the copy rather than the original. They bought into the copy. And you can make it look good when you put a nice chain around it. Then people ignore the real picture because they zooming in on the jury. And music is a spirit. So the beats move and captivate you. So the officer created an image that the community bought into by stealing and taking everybody's stuff. Remember, he was stealing and taking everybody's stuff. And people was actually calling him out on that. It was actually trying to extort him from that because he was getting paid off stealing people's stuff, which landed in a couple lawsuits also. This wasn't no different. So you got lined up in the process because you became a groupie also. Just admit it. That's exactly what happened. You being a groupie allowed yourself to lose what you had going on for you. 50 released a statement, and this is what I was meaning, like how you're not actually paying attention to what's going on. Look at the statement 50 had released. 50 Cent said this: why old boy didn't look out for Mimi and send him to acting school? Big stretch. All your people that was out did nothing for him. Nothing for your son. All the people who you so-called had up under you, they did nothing for your son. You came home thinking you was the Black Pablo Escobar and you effed him up. You messed up your own son. I helped your family make over $5 million legit dollars. It's not my fault it's all gone. You think people don't see you want to shine so bad? You wearing the baby's jewelry? Give the baby back his jewelry. I hope that's not true. I don't want to wear nobody else's jewelry. Unless they bought me a chain and gave it to me like, hey, this is a gift from you. But if I'm wearing somebody else's stuff that like, no. No. And I hope that's not. Well, it don't even matter no more. They just culture canceled you. It's over for you. Just keeping it 100. And you got caught up in what's going on between these two, which was terrible. You see this man doing your whole documentary series. Eventually, you was going to be a part of it. You out now. How much more you? Your son is playing you. You is you. You is you. You don't think 50 was gonna put you in? But you so quick to want to jump off that stuff, even though you on like, what, you ain't you like in a halfway house, a house arrest? Bro, you're supposed to just been laid back, chilling, observing what's going on, being aware of your surroundings and what's going on, and knowing how to operate from that point on. Especially since you know your history. Especially since you know your history. You did this all wrong, and it came back on you, bro. And it came back on you. And nothing you say can change the truth of what's out here about you. You do not know this internet. You know it now, and you see how powerful and effective it is. That when you come in front of these cameras, you better almost have a damn show squeaky clean record if you're going to be somebody. If you're going to be somebody of anybody in front of these cameras, oh, they're going to look into your background. They're going to figure you out. Whatever out here on you, they're going to find, like they did, why you got caught up in the middle of these two beefs. And you didn't even see it. You didn't even see how Rick Ross literally used you because he was jealous. Let's just keep it real. That was a little bit jealousy in Rick Ross, even though he tried to put it out on 50. And for the most part, I can understand 50 to some degree because I could bet how those conversations probably was. If you're doing Big Meech documentary about his life, of course you talking to him on the phone. Of course you done told him some things. Of course he know about some things that's going on. And he probably be aware of your feud between Rick Ross. But then he so much love money, want to chase it, want to be the man again. Just the thought and idea of, ooh, all these rappers, and they good rappers, and some of the best that's in the game right now. And I always wanted my record label, I always wanted to be in the mix with y'all. I could do it. I think I could get away with it. I am Big Meech. I never knew that they would really like me. I never really knew that they even noticed me like that. So I think I could get away with it, that they'll still like me, because it seems like they like me no matter what. Right. Right. And you just got a hard lesson in the power of the internet.
What's in those streets for you? Leave me waiting on you. What's in those streets for you?